You're like this, not like this, or not like that, you know, straight in. Take the handle and push down on it and rotate it all the way around 360 degrees and come back around to filter. Yep, open the ball valve back up and you're done. Basically what I wanted you to see, the important thing I wanted you to focus on was adjusting the pressure.
Okay.
So if you have to adjust the pressure on one of your features out there, then knock it down so you're not watering the grass. Or, that's how you do it.
Just don't turn it all the way to the right.
Correct.
Just
Yeah,
the
don't,
right.
because there's no way. If you gotta do that, just open it back up and turn that valve out a little bit.
Okay.
And then when you turn the valve out down, that right there by itself is gonna knock it down some.
Okay.
And if you turn it enough to where it's good, I'm gonna walk away. You don't have to adjust it.
Okay.
That's why you see on some of our sites when you go to them, some of their balls. We get the system up and running, right? The first sequence that we put out there in the splash pad, the first time we hit the button and we put water out there in the splash pad, ignore it. Totally ignore it. Don't pay attention, just let it run. Let it run through an entire sequence. You might even let it run through 2 sequences before you start making adjustments and things like that. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna have air. And the first couple of times you run water out there, you're purging all that air, you're getting the system to let it balance. First 2 times when I first started season up, I don't care what it does up there, I can care less. It's about the 3rd time is when I start really paying attention to see if I need to adjust it. And there's 2 things I'm looking for, and if Don was here, he would totally disagree with me. Tell him I said that too. There's 2 things I'm looking for when we're adjusting flows out there in the splash pad. And when I say adjusting flows, we're adjusting the amount of water that's coming out of every feature. Right? 2 important things. First criteria is that the amount of water that's coming out of the features is staying on the splash pad. Okay, especially and this is crucial for the ones that are closer to the edge of the splash pad. When they're running, you want to make sure that they're not splashing off of the pad, because you're going to lose water the whole time if you do. Right? So you want to make sure they're turned down enough to where when they're operating, all the water, even when it hits the ground and splatters, staying on the splash pad and returning back to the system. And the second thing is that when the feature comes on, there's not enough pressure coming out of that feature to hurt the smallest little Johnny or Janie that happens to be standing there when that feature comes on. The last thing you want is little Johnny or Janie standing there looking, and all of a sudden it comes on, and you know, pew, there goes Johnny or Janie flying across the park. Or it hits them right in the face and puts an eye out, or something stupid like that. We don't want that. So you can have some of your ground sprays, especially your ground features, they could be shooting 5 or 6 feet in the air. But you go over and put your hand over it, it's really not that much pressure on it. It's really not that hard of a jet of water, so it's safe. And you get a little bit more of an ooh-ah effect out of it too. Just a balancing act. The system is designed, I don't know if this has ever been explained to everybody. If it has, great. If not, you'll know. The system is designed to whenever you're running a sequence, and the sequence is when somebody hits the activator and it starts spraying water. When it starts spraying water, it's sprayed in a pre-programmed sequence that we designed in our controller. The controller will open a certain amount of valves and it's going to spray water through those features. It runs at 80%. All right. The sequence lasts for 4 minutes. So in that 4 minutes, the first minute you're going to have 80% of your splash pad operating. That minute goes by, the next minute, some of those that were running were going to go off, and some that were off are going to come on. Maintaining that 80% throughout the 4 minutes. At the end of the 4 minutes, the whole thing stops and somebody has to go out there and start it again. We do that for 2 reasons. One, to maintain the GPM to operate all the features. We have to have certain features off and certain features on at one time. and that maintains the GPM, the gallons per minute, to maintain a certain pressure to keep everything running properly. Okay, we're not designed to run at 100%. And two, we like to implement movement on the splash pad. We want to keep little Johnny or Janie entertained by playing with a feature. It goes off. Oh, I've got to move somewhere else to play with something else. Keep the kids moving on the splash pad. That is the theory behind the design of a splash pad. It's amazing how much thought goes